do better than that. Make some noise. Generation of greatness.
InvestFest, what's poppin'? How y'all doing? Oh, we in here. We in here, man.
Y'all, yeah, grab a seat.
For sure.
Listen, guys. Before we even start, man, generations of greatness. Can we do that one more time? Please give it up. Nick Cannon, Steve Harvey, please make some noise.
Terrence J.
Thank you, brother. All right, so much to unpack. We're here at InvestFest. Steve, this is like your second home. One thing that you keep on the calendar is being here at InvestFest. Why is this event so important?
Well, look, people come here to empower themselves, to get better, to grow, to learn. My only mission in life right now is to take the jewels and the wisdom that I've learned over the years that I paid dearly for. I mean, I've paid to know what I know. And I've spent a lot of money to learn this stuff too. And if I can impart something to somebody younger than me that can pave the way a little bit smoother for them, give them a machete that where they can cut through some of the crap, then that's what it's about for me.
Nick Cannon.
Yes, sir.
First time at InvestFest, you've been walking around, you've been seeing the people, you've seen the vendor marketplace. What are your first impressions of this?
Man, it's beautiful to see us. It's truly about community. For so long, as we all know, man, they tried to divide and conquer in so many different ways. And now that we've getting a lot of financial literacy and understanding, we understand it's power in community and power in the numbers, and that when one of us win, we all win. So to see y'all out here supporting one another is truly an honor. And you know, I done gave my cell phone number to about 2,000 people in the last. But that's what it's all about, man. Like, it's each one teach one, and it's truly community. So to see Earn Your Leisure put it together in real time, in a real way, man, it's truly a blessing.
And Nick, you're here on stage with the legendary Steve Harvey.
With Pops! I got it, man.
Tell me the backstory. So you guys met on one of your
sets. Way back even before Love Don't Cost a Thing, where he taught me how to put on a condom. I didn't learn nothing, Pops. I didn't learn, clearly I ain't learned.
No, you wasn't listening.
I wasn't listening. I was not listening at all. I was just excited because Christina Milian wanted me. I was...
Steve, terrible job, Steve.
Hey man, we was taping that movie and Christina Milian was on that set. I was cheering for you.
I appreciate you, Pop.
I was so cheering for you, boy. I was so happy for you.
That's so, it's real though, because obviously that was even one of my first films that I actually got to produce and star in, and obviously it was an honor to have Steve play my Pops, because even before anybody knew who Nick Cannon was, this brother was a mentor to me. As a young stand-up comedian out in LA, this was the holy grail. And for, you know, at the time, the Steve Harvey show on the WB, I would just stand up, try to be an extra, standing outside, doing the warm-up, all of that stuff, and just to watch how this brother moved in greatness back then. And even, you know, even when I was like popping on Nickelodeon, this brother pulled me aside and told me how to structure my team.
Really?
I don't even know if you remember this, but it was like from having the right lawyers, having the right business managers, and he was showing me, he's like, this is what I did. Exactly what he just said to all of you. He's like, I learned some lessons. Let me show you how to structure your business. I'm 19 years old when he's telling me this. And literally from him giving me that advice, I went and sat down with my team, and they started looking at me differently. They started looking at me as a businessman and not just a piece of talent. And that's because of this man right here. Real talk.
You know, I feel like, Steve, I feel so like you care so much about young people and want us to learn from the mistakes that you made. Obviously, there's been some people that haven't listened, but how proud of you are of Nick Cannon and the young people that listen to the advice?
It's you, Nick, it's a list of people, and it's not for me to brag about, but it's for me to live in my purpose. You know, I think I said this before. Your career is what you paid for, but your calling is what you made for. And God will bless you, and He blesses you to become a blessing. If you don't spread the information, look, that's like, you know, if I go on a podcast I want to go on a podcast to say something enriching, something powerful. I'm just not going to go on there, man, talk up under somebody's business and stuff like that. And that's what we got to do more of. That's why InvestFest, when I look at Nick, man, them conversations we had earlier, I mean, this dude became a giant out here in this business. And he put people on. Let me tell you something. Just like Def Jam, Kings of Comedy, produced so many comedians from that group. When Def Jam first started, the first night I tell Def Jam, Adele Givens, Bill Bellamy, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, J. Anthony Brown, Bernie Mac, Martin Lawrence. The first week we taped, that whole group was in there. And to watch what came out of that. So when you turn around and you look at a Nick Cannon, a Terrence J, it's like crazy because he put people on too. Let me tell you something, there's no 85 South without this dude right here. Please understand that. That don't even exist.
And with that, we can piggyback right into it. You know, when we talk about the $1 billion Wildin' Out franchise.
We just getting started.
You know, all of the success stories, like you said, from 85 South, you know, Kevin Hart had a lot of time on the show.
Yeah.
Cat Williams had a lot of time on the show. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
How are you able to manage?
Even some white people started on our show. Some white folks.
Yeah,
we getting white money too over there.
how are you able to manage all of those different personalities backstage in order to have success for everyone?
You know what it is? I mean, you got to be humble. It's about, it truly is a team mentality. One of my greatest gifts is to recognize other people's gifts. So I don't even take credit. I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm just a conduit. God uses me as a vessel, and He gave me the opportunity to build a platform to allow other people to shine. So when I talk Wildin' Out, I actually did this purposely. When you would turn it on television, some of the earlier seasons, because I was trying to make my name in the game, when it was on MTV, it would say, Nick Cannon presents Wildin' Out. And it made me feel good. It was good for my ego, but as it grew, it no longer needed to say that. It was just Wildin' Out. And then from that, they asked me, I remember one season, it might have been like season 3 or 4, they were like, do you want to keep your name on it? I was like, nah, take my name off the top of it, because I couldn't do this show. There would be no Wildin' Out without me and my team. So to make myself a part of the team, I didn't want to be like, oh, that's the boss. So I was like, nah, this y'all shine. And if you kind of watch how the episodes would go early on, I would be in there trying to get in with Kevin and all that, and trying to get my jokes off. But as my business acumen got better and I was more focused on producing the show, I fell back and really allowed, because the show only 30 minutes, so I want everybody to get their shine. So I stopped trying to go up there and be funny all the time, and I wanted all the younger cats to get their shine on. And even now, as I still do it, I mean, we're in 22, 23 seasons now, this is a platform for them and not me.
Did it become increasing?
You know, he's been 23 years. They've invited me on the show. I've never been on the show because I can't do it.
I begged him to be on the show.
See,
like, y'all know nigga ain't gonna be talking about me.
well, no, because I can't take the shit. You're not. I'm not cut like, I don't do that. I don't do roast. You ain't never seen me on no roast, because you're not roasting me. You say some shit to me. Man, fuck you.
No, first of all,
I'm not finna sit up here and act like you're not finna say shit about my mama. You're not finna do none of that, man. Because I'm not from that cloth.
I told you Steve a real one. He a boxer, he don't play.
I'm not finna sit here with you like that, because I can't take it. And they made $1 billion. This is $1 billion franchise. I don't care.
I tear all this shit up.
Now, I'll wreck this whole franchise. I'd have killed DC young fella. The skinny ass bro. DC can't whoop me. I'm way older. DC can't whoop me. He too thin. He too thin. I'm gonna lean on his ass.
This goes lean on the quick. that OG weight on.
Keep the security close, break it up, quick fight.
But he does support it from afar. Pop still support it. He don't play that.
He does. And I already asked Steve back, said, Steve is celebrating his 70th birthday next year. Can we? And Steve is celebrating his
Been looking the same for the last 40 years.
Yo, we was backstage. I saw Steve up. I was like, yo, Steve, you'll still fucking nigga if you have to. He's like, you know I will.
If I have to.
I will.
But it'll be short term. It'll have to be real quick. Like 15, 20 seconds. I'll tell your ass so. After that, security should be there by then.
The king is in the building, y'all.
Nick, when you have all of these people roasting each other, right? And now you have big stars that come on the show, but now you have cast members that have now become big stars. What's the balancing act, and how did you begin structuring deals, right? Because there's so many cast members, everybody gotta eat. People, I'm sure, hear the $1 billion number, the $100 million numbers that come out. How do you structure all of these deals and make everybody consistently come back and not, talk bad about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's a delicate dance because, and we'll talk about ownership in a minute as well. But to give you the origin story of Wild 'N Out, nobody believed in it. I started it back in the day. I had a deal, what they give you a holding deal or a development deal. I had it with MTV, and it was during the time where their most popular show was Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher. So they were like, we want you to do something like Punk'd. And I was over there hosting TRL, I was doing a bunch of stuff, so I had the deal, so when I would go in and pitch stuff, they didn't really bite. I was like, yeah, I want to do a show where I mix hip hop and I mix comedy together, and it's like improv, and it's like Def Jam meets Who's Line, and they were like, we don't really see it. So what I did, being an impatient youngster who had a couple little dollars, I went, gathered Kevin Hart, gathered all my friends, Chris Spencer, all these people, and said, I'm gonna shoot it myself. So I put up my own money. Back then you had the rent cameras. We was at the Comedy Union on Pico in LA, rented it out, no air conditioning, niggas passing out there. It was crazy. Shot my tape, and then I took it back to MTV and I said, this is what I'm talking about. And they watched it and was like, we love it. And I was like, good, because I own it. And it's simple as that. This was early 2000s. I mean, now that was rare, but that's what everybody's doing now. Everybody's owning that content. So to get to your point, 20-something years later, and it's grown to what it's grown to, I have to find that healthy balance of this is my brand, but these are my people. So, and the one thing I used to always think about ownership is if I own 100% of it, it's mine. You hear a lot of artists saying, like, I own my masters or I own my content. But if you only have that mentality, you can actually stifle yourself in business. Because if you own 100% of nothing, it's still nothing. But if you can be partners with someone that can help you and be another conduit. So when you learn you gotta do the dance, but if you can learn how to be in partnership with these billion-dollar corporations, then you too will become a billion-dollar corporation. So it took me a very long time to learn that, but the delicate dance is, if I'm being honest, when these parent companies that actually write the checks, I don't get involved with that negotiation. All I can do is give my people the same advice that I got. So I say, make sure you get your business together. I'm always root for you, but make sure you got the right manager. Make sure your agent is negotiating for you in a way that they know your value. And that's exactly, I'm pretty sure y'all seen it go viral. Shouts out love to my brother Carlos Miller, because Carlos don't give a damn. He gonna tell it like it is. And I remember sitting down with him, Jess Hilarious, DC, and I'm like, look, this is an opportunity for y'all to take over the comedy game and do your thing, but make sure you got your business intact. And they did, and that's why they created 85 South. That's why you see Jess on the Breakfast Club. That's why you see DC starring in movies, because they listen. So the same way I listen to Steve is the same way they listen to me, and then hopefully this next generation of superstars that we come out here and find, they do the same thing, man. So that's the balance. learning from examples and then giving that wisdom. Because a lot of times we used to hold on to it. Or if I got my manager, I don't want you to have my manager. If I'm at this agency, I don't want you at this agency. But it goes back to community. When I see Kevin win, y'all see us joking and stuff on TV about it. I say that's my best friend of me. I hate all his success. But in real life, man, we at each other's house rooting for each other every single day, man, because that's my brother. And every time I see a black man win, I stand up and cheer.
So Nick was able to learn things from you. I was able to learn things from you. Who were you able to look at as a mentor? Who taught you the game?
That's a great
You know, it's crazy, man, because I didn't have it. I just didn't have it. I knew nobody in the business. You know, I've been on TV, man, 33 years. I've been 33 years of television. I didn't know nobody when I started at 27. I knew nobody who was doing this. So I had to, and this is not me bragging. I learned it the hard way, trial and error. What gave me, the way I became successful had nothing to do with the information I got about this business. It was the information that I was taught about myself. It was the information that I learned about faith. It was my information of learning what stick-to-itiveness was, how to get up when you get knocked down. I had a lot of dog in me, and it was instilled in me by my father. So you got to have some basic things in the core of you. One of the big questions I got asked backstage several times was, Mr. Harvey, what is the one investment you've made financially that has meant the most in your life? And it ain't been money. It ain't been a company that I bought or none of that. My biggest investment has been in people and myself. If you are here at InvestFest, you are here because you are making an investment in yourself. It starts with you. You can't give nothing to nobody you ain't got. My father told me a long time ago, the best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. So you gotta get your sugar honey iced tea together so you can turn around and help somebody get their sugar honey iced tea. So you got to invest in you. You got to invest in your faith. Now look, I ain't trying to turn this into something that it ain't. But you think you're gonna do this without faith, you're making a serious mistake.
Preach it, Steve.
You are
Preach it,
making
Steve.
a serious mistake. I don't care what they tell you out on that floor. I don't care what banker you meet. I don't care what agency you sign with. It don't mean that if you ain't got no faith. If you ain't got the belief in things that you cannot see. If you do not have that dog in you that make you bite when they bark. See, sometimes...
Come on, Pastor.
Talk to him, Steve.
Sometimes, you know, they be coming at me and they don't understand, so they let these suits get you twisted up. A lot of people be coming at me on that internet and stuff, and I have ways. I find you. Because I got some money, I can find you. That little fake ass page you got, I find your ass. Damn near 80% of the time. Anyway, you got to have enough dog in you so when they bark, you bite. And sometimes you got to bark back, but you got to have a quiet faith too to listen, sometimes you got to quiet the noise. There's an old African proverb that says, lions don't turn around when small dogs bark. He don't even turn around.
It's not because he don't hear the noise.
What?
He just know the difference between the distraction.
Nothing to it.
Come on, man. Because he can turn around and snap your ass up. Just like that. So you got to understand the difference. You have got to focus on your faith, your belief in God. Listen to all these people here talking about this universe and all this here. Who made that? All these people in here talking about this vibrational. Where that come from?
The Most High.
You got to get God in you, man, because he'll help you endure. through the times when you feel like giving up. That has been my greatest investment, has been my faith. I teach it to kids when they come to my camp. And it's not about your particular faith. My best friend in this world is a Muslim. He pray more than I do. I mean, he's a devout Muslim. He pray 5 times a day. Sometimes when he go to have prayer, it reminds me I ought to just go sit over here and pray. Now, you know, I don't go to the mosque and I ain't got no rug.
You ain't got no rug.
I ain't got that. Like I just sit back and just go, Lord Jesus, you know. I be rubbing my chest and stuff. You know.
Man, listen, people been talking about the price of InvestFest. You come here, listen, you get financial literacy, but you also get a comedy show, you get church on Saturday, you get the whole shebang, man. All in one.
Generational.
Nick, I want to talk about you as a multi-hyphenate. You once said that you needed to have $100 million a year in order to sustain the lifestyle that you want to live.
Yeah.
Now, was the financial...
Jesus.
Talk about prayer. Talk about faith.
Dog.
Before I dig into the multi-hyphenate...
100 million?
I mean, give or take a few million.
So does, and again, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs and you hear conflicting advice on how not to focus on the money and just focus on the idea. Then you hear other people that focus too much on the money but don't really focus on their consumer. Does having a goal set financially every year help you make decisions that are financially profitable?
I honestly have to piggyback off of, you know, what Pops was saying over here. Every decision that I make is a spiritual decision. I believe I've been blessed with the spirit of discernment because there are a lot of distractions out there. So even within myself, I can operate out of ego, and I've done that throughout my career, but knowing when and where to step out on faith, when and where to focus on what your bandwidth is, because what I've learned when it comes to money, and that's the reason why we all here, but I definitely learned that money don't make you happy, but happy makes you money. So if your spirit is content, if you're in a space, you're gonna have the clarity to make all of the right decisions, because there is so much noise, there is so much low frequency out there. Not to get too much into that universe shit, Pops, but it's so much low frequency that if you get in tune, if you meditate, if you pray, if you get to a space, even within every business decision, that you rise above, and we are engineered to elevate as a people. So all you gotta do is take that time, whether it's the first thing you do in the morning, whether it's however you build with, just to ask for that discernment, just to ask for, okay, these are the decisions that I have to make to help me continue to provide for my family. So that's why even throughout my career, I could do a lot of stuff. I grew up in the church. I could get behind the drums. I could sing. I dance. But it's like when you're trying to focus on your career, you have to have that discernment to say, this is my purpose. This is my mission. This is my gift that God wants me to express right now. So I say all of that to say that God goes back to having faith in God and operating out of the spirit to say these are the decisions that I need to make.
But now, hey, check this out. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to get it wrong. You're going to fall, and sometimes you're going to want to lay there. You're going to get it all wrong. You're going to jack your life up. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are under 40 years old, you have 2 more major F-ups that you can afford to make in your life.
And it's going to happen.
And you're going to make all of them. Now, if you're in your 20s, you can get ready for a lifetime, a series of F-ups that's coming your way, because you just got to go through it. It is a part of the process. The failure is a wonderful teacher, because it is the way that you know that you're getting there. Stop letting these failures stop you. Stop letting these failures define you. This is it. This is the moment. It's not it. You have to fail to get it. I've gotten it wrong so many times. I've missed more than I've hit. I wrote more jokes that didn't work than I have that worked. But the ones that worked, they got me there. Yeah. All you need is a few hits A baseball player. Look, man, this cat go up to the plate 10 times. He don't give it 3 hits. He can make $40 million a year with them 3 hits. What you tripping for when you strike out 1 time? So damn what, you supposed to. But you gotta understand that's the process. But we out here with this social media, we so tricked and thinking everybody got it. I don't know where she got the bag from, but she on Instagram. I ain't talking about nobody over there. I'm just
Everybody look like, who bag we talking
everybody was
about?
looking. I saw the whole crowd. Who bag?
What in the?
See, I'm such a good storyteller. I can make you think.
Like, who bag is over there?
You know, they on Instagram flexing, and you think that's their life. That ain't really their life. These people renting out these, they got airplanes that's cut in half now. That you can go rent and sit on the airplane and
take
look like
some pictures.
It's like you on a jet. You know how much a jet costs? Do you know if you take a G4 from here to LA and back, you know what that costs?
100,000.
Easy.
And the newer the model, you might can get it for 72,000, 75. Who got that kind of money? You can't do no shit like that. I'm sorry. No, man, I be getting mad because I be looking at these poor ass people on Instagram. Be like, you ain't the fuck you on the jet. How much this shit costs, man? Who that? I want to ask who this dude is, man.
Don't call no names.
Okay, I don't know his name. You seen the dude that be online? He got the big giant airplane on his neck.
Yeah.
It's a giant airplane on his neck with all the diamonds on it.
I don't know who we talking about.
I don't know what your algorithm is.
What you looking at?
Hey, he come on mine all the time.
Let me bring it back. All right. That's a financial advice.
I'm sorry. I do want to know who this is.
So as I was walking around earlier at the vendor marketplace, an entrepreneur came up to me. He said, I own a barbershop. He also said he's a photographer, and then he said he has a car service company. And I was thinking about all of these different businesses, right? Yeah, I know, kind of all over the place, right? And there's this ideology that having multiple revenue streams and multiple businesses is how you get rich. And then other people say you should focus on one thing and be really good at that. Now, as 2 of the biggest multi-hyphenates in the world who have multiple different businesses, multiple different revenue streams, multiple different outlets, multiple different brand deals, what's your advice to some of the entrepreneurs here that have multiple interests but don't know if they should stay focused on one thing or if they should pursue all of their passions simultaneously?
That's a beautiful conundrum, because I was that guy. That's what I was selling since a teenager. I could do everything. I could do it all. You know, and you want to be, I got a barbershop. I got, you know, like that's, we do hair, sell dope out the same spot. Whatever it is, it's like, we think the more that we can do, the better off we're gonna be. But I learned that lesson the hard way. God has blessed me with so many different gifts, man. But it was a blessing and a curse a lot of times because I was this multi-hyphenate that didn't hone in on my craft when I should have honed in on my craft. And as I look back, I have no regrets in my life whatsoever. But there's a lot of times I was like, man, if I would have focused in when I was focused in on my film career, if I would have focused in when I would have focused on my music career, I would have focused in when I was focused on my stand-up career. It's a blessing that I was able to do all of those things. But now as I sit back in my 40s, I'm like, taking my time. A true craftsman, a true artist will sit there for hours and just polish. And I think that's the space that I'm in now. And again, I'm older, I'm a little slower than I was, but I was all about my energy and saying I could do this, I could do that. And I came off as, you know, a jack of all trades but a master of none. So my advice, perfect your craft. You know, a lot of people believe we're all here networking, and we know there's only one letter between networking and not working. So we grind. But a lot of us, if we're truly craftsmen, we need to be at home polishing before we get out there and network. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way on so many different occasions, that if God gives you an opportunity, and we always know that, you know, what the definition of luck is opportunity meets preparation. But if you don't prepare, If you don't hone in, that's why when we see the ones who are great at that one thing. You know what I mean? So, and they can do multiple things, and that's the thing. Because I've met all of those people, and I love when people come up to me and they say, "Man, I can do everything like you can do everything." But my advice to them is always focus on that one thing, get that one thing right, and once you kick that door open, you'll be able to do everything that you want to do.
That's 100. Okay, now, everything this brother told you is 1,000%. Now let me give you the how-to part of it. See, this is the part I had to learn. God, when He created you, He endowed you with a gift. Everybody in this room is gifted by God and something. God never created a soul that He didn't bestow a gift upon. And it ain't nowhere, you ain't got to go looking for it, it's in you. It is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That is your God-given gift. That is the thing that Nick is talking about honing in on. You may be able to wash cars and cut hair and make a diamond ring, yeah, all that. But while you cutting hair, you can't wash no car. And while you washing the car, you can't make a diamond ring. So now you spread out too far. It is the gift that you have to hone and focus on. You can branch out later on. You cannot branch out at first. You ain't got that much fertilizer, you ain't got that much water, and you ain't got that many roots. You don't need to be all over the place. Your gift is the thing that God has given you. The Bible says your gift will make room for you. You know what that means? It means it'll make a way. It'll make a way for you. But you gotta focus on that gift. And then when you get that gift, it turns into branches. Look, my gift was I could take words and make it funny. Now, when I was in school, as a young boy, I didn't know that was my gift. I stayed in trouble. Because I just fired shit off. I just said shit I wasn't even supposed to say. And people be laughing all around me, and I was serious.
You actually have your high school teacher backstage and has something. I'm joking.
Please don't pray. My mother used to take me to prayer service every Friday night to get the pastor to lay hands on me, because there was something wrong with me. This boy just say whatever come to his mind, and he'll hit me, you know. I wasn't nothing wrong, so I didn't fall out and nothing, so. But that gift, now, what happened was, it turned into a stand-up career almost by accident. But after stand-up, I learned that I could make money talking into a microphone. So now guess what? After Kings and comedy career was specials and all like this, I learned that that microphone could hang from a ceiling on a boom mic, and I could do a TV show. And then after a TV show, I learned that you could set this microphone on a desk, and I could do a radio show. And then I learned you could take this microphone and put it in a mic stand on the middle of a stage with a bar stool next to it, a spotlight and a glass of water, and I can make another kind of money. But guess what? All of it comes from that one gift that God gave me at birth. And when you hold on that gift will make room for you.
Wisdom.
Let's talk back about money. Nick, how do you have your portfolio set up? Do you have real estate in one bucket, investments in another bucket? Do you keep tangible cash in one place? How do you accumulate it all, and how do you have it all set up? Just as a formula, just as a formula. Not specific, but just as a formula.
No, honestly, that is a great question, because I believe when you make money, and I learned this later in life too, you have to not only first invest in yourself, but then have enough to where you do have a portfolio and you get with people who can give you that tutelage and that understanding. One of the first people that did give me advice once I started getting money was, this brother that's sitting next to me. And one of the first things that we do when we get money as entertainers, we get business managers. And they come and then you get business managers, lawyers, and they all take a percentage. So in that aspect, as a young man, I'm allowing those people to make the financial decisions for me. And the best advice that I could give anybody is the same advice that this brother gave to me, and it was a lesson that he learned, is like, don't ever let someone else control all your money. You have to get into a space where you know where every dollar is spent, that you sign every check that goes out. And from that, because I have that entrepreneurial spirit, I do have it set up in a way to where, whether it's quarterly or however the process goes, is that whatever I invest in, that I personally check into it. So as you know, I've had my company, Incredible Entertainment, that's also diversified into everything from consumer electronics to apparel and all of those different things. But I make sure that every investment that I make, I don't make them loudly. From social media, you see people, I invested in this, I own this. That's all great for educational purposes. But in that same space, you gotta make sure you move your money around in a space that you're not trying to do it in a boastful manner. So to answer your question as clearly as possible, it's definitely, I put multiple places, have multiple accounts and multiple divisions of what I do, but I make sure that I'm the one at the forefront of all of them. So, I invested in, you see it, we got Wild 'N Out restaurants, we got other restaurants.
So many different verticals, that's why I understand.
I'm in business on corporate levels with so many different people, with products and everywhere from Walmart.
Are there different managers and players for different?
And you got to learn how to not only.
So like Mass Singer will have a different person that deals with that.
So you got to diversify, but you also have to know how to delegate. And then that's what I think that the idea is, because you can't watch everything all at once. So you have to have a circle of people that, these are the people that manage the entertainment side. These are the people that run the record label. These are the people that run the touring industry. And then like all of that stuff, I kind of quarterly, or however often I need to, make sure that they download me on what's making money and what's not. And as we all know, we're in a time right now where downsizing has been a big idea. So going back to that, like, I could do it all. You come to Incredible, we can do it all. If you watch The Real Husbands of Hollywood, we had real estate companies, Incredible, we had barbershop, all of that, and it was all jokes. But now at this time where we're trying to hold on to what we have, you might need to downsize. And then by downsizing, you gotta be that person that pays close attention to every dollar that goes out.
Absolutely. Now, Steve, you live part-time here in Atlanta for years and years and years, but you also live internationally in the UAE. How important is international business to your current brands, and how important should everybody be looking at growing worldwide instead of just looking domestically?
Well, let me, I like to tell people some particulars, right? One of the smartest investments I ever did, and I'm not telling you to do this, but look into it. Insurance is one of the smartest investments I've ever done. You notice, when the stock market crashed and all that, the big fallout years ago, insurance companies didn't go nowhere. They don't lose money in insurance. I've sent kids to college because of insurance policies. You can borrow money from the cash value in your insurance policy and never pay it back. They just take it back out of the death benefit. Well, hell, your ass is gone, so what the hell do I care? If I borrow $18,000 off a policy and the policy was for $100,000 and I die and somebody don't get but,
82,
then hell, make it. But if I were you, I would look, now I don't know what they're called anymore, whether they're universal policies, I don't know what they call them anymore. I sold insurance years ago. But I have had insurance policies that have had so much cash value in it. When I needed something, I could go to that cash value. And if you put it in the right ones, it goes according to the stock market. And right now, because of what's happening on the stock market, it's a crazy good investment. And it's something that benefits you. I don't know if you noticed, but every time you fill out a loan application, they ask you, do you have insurance? Well, they ain't asking you that. They want to know, have you thought about your future? And they can attach themselves to that money in case you die. They're going to get their money back. So insurance is a smart investment, man. I'm not telling you to do it, but look it up and think about it.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Because you're going to need it eventually, and if you don't need it, take the cash policy out and don't pay it back. I ain't never paid none of it back. I got a son sitting over there now. I'm sitting. Man, I be just cussing. I be forgetting when I ain't on TV. I got a son, I'm sitting in the car, sending all my kids to college like that. I ain't never went in my pocket. I go to them insurance policies and pull down. And that's how I do it. Well, Mr. Harvey, you already 300,000 out of your death benefit. I'm gonna be dead. I don't give a damn if Marjorie can't make it on the shit I done gave her. You can sell some of them damn bags I done bought. They always talk about that Hermes shit, and sell them damn bags and be living the best life. My bad.
Nick, how
the Birkins.
Nick, how important is legacy to you? Obviously, family is very, very important to you.
Yeah.
How important is it to you to leave something behind and give financial advice to your kids? And how important is legacy to you at this stage in your life?
I mean, sitting here, honestly, this brother is preaching, and I'm taking it in because one thing I ever really wanted to deal with, but currently have to deal with it even more so, is estate planning. And estate planning and legacy go hand in hand. When you do have something, you want to leave it. And it's not always even financial, just even the experience of what we are. Everybody knows I got a lot of kids that leave stuff too. But that's it. I mean, as Steve's sitting here talking, I'm like, okay, the insurance policy, I'm all set.
A lot of policies.
I'm gonna be a millionaire several times over. I'll get my Rockefeller on. But we joke about it, but those are the people that kind of understood that in the financial sense, is like the John D. Rockefellers and stuff, because having trust, understanding what trusts are, understanding what estates are, like I honestly want to make sure that whatever I leave, it is important to make sure that every single one of my family members are taken care of. That's what I started out to do, and that's what I'm gonna finish doing, and making sure that I put my family first. However big my family is, they all gonna be alright.
That's all right, Nick. That's all right. Let him use you.
So,
hey, when I was no,
Steve, before we came out, he was like, man, I don't know what Nick's gonna say. Steve, you look at
I was gonna be the one wilding out.
But I was just tripping out because you said you had a Wildin' Out restaurant.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I went to
South
one in
Beach.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami, we had
It was
one.
amazing.
Yeah,
You still got the one in
San Diego?
Yeah.
I'm not going to that either.
Some Wildin' Out wings.
Nah, I ain't going to no damn Wild. How can I help your ugly ass today? No, I'm not finna go in there and let y'all just. They probably. No.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Steve, as we approach your 70th birthday, you've done it all. We've all laughed at you on Family Feud. We've all seen you on stage as a comedian. We've seen the TV shows. What's next? What do you want that legacy to be?
No, it's the most important thing right now is the Stephen Marjorie Harvey Foundation. It's the amount of young people's lives that we can change. That is the most paramount thing in our existence. You know, look, I'm not gonna leave a lot of money to my family when I die. You know, I'm not.
Really?
I'm gonna leave there some fond memories and all this here, but me and their mama gonna spend 85% of this money. Cause I'm not, it's just not what I'm doing. But my children understand that. You know, they've been around the world, they've been on amazing vacations and trips. You know, that's enough. My sons are polite, courteous, they ain't got no girls pregnant, you know, and walked away leaving the bag. You know, one of my sons is married with kids. The other one, he about to get married. I'm thinking, I'm sure hoping this is it, because I sure please God let this be it, because the whole family like this girl right here, and that's the first time. Rest of them he done bought through there, they didn't make the cut. His sisters put their ass out early, but you know, man, I was doing some numbers with my foundation, and because I want to tell the real story. We've been doing this foundation 17 years.
17 years.
Of the live actual boys that we've mentored between the yearly camps and the and the satellite camps that I do around the country, 25,000 boys has come through that mentoring program. You dig? And when COVID hit and we went global, we mentored 6 million boys online globally. Now that's really what it's about for me, man. That's gonna be like when I get to the gate and Jesus, you know, whoever he have out front, I'm just gonna run my mentoring camp tape. And hopefully that'll be it, because the rest of that tape I got, there's a lot of bullshit on it. God, no. I definitely can't put their marriages on there.
Just fast forward past that and get to the camp. Job well done, my son.
Man, Nick, we were talking backstage about how fast this time is going to go by. I can't believe how quick. What do you see as your legacy when you look at all of the multi-billion-dollar brands that you've built, all of the things that you've done? What do you see as your legacy?
Oh man, I have this conversation often, specifically with my therapist. But I've learned that there's a difference between legacy and lineage. My children, my family, that's my lineage. But your legacy is what you have done for others. So in that, I mean, Dr. King said it best. It was like, when it's all said and done, they ain't gonna ask how big your car is, they ain't gonna ask how big your house is, they're gonna say, what did you do for others? So as I sit next to a mentor who has done so much for not only myself, but for thousands, millions of young black men across the world, I want to follow in those same footsteps. So every platform that I build, there is a component of saying, my gift is to be that conduit, is to give other people opportunities. So through Wildin' Out, continuing that search of giving these young brothers and sisters opportunities, we're continuing that on. But then even on the philanthropic side of it, man, health and wellness is probably the most important thing to me. I mean, everybody probably knows in 2012 I was diagnosed with lupus. And from that process, I understand that no day is promised, man. And I try to make the most of it. So in that space of health and wellness, as when Steve gonna have all the schools and the streets named after him, I just want a couple of hospitals, some Nick Cannon hospitals here and there. So really health and wellness and learning that is probably teaching us, and that is not even about big pharma, but it's about that understanding that we can take care of one another. When you look at other communities, they have their own hospitals. They have their own setup, their own banks. So as I'm looking to invest myself in, it's definitely in that space to teach black people how to take care of themselves and teach